Happy New Year, everybody. Hope you guys had a great 2021 and have an even better 2022. And in this video, we're going to go over exactly how we're going to kick off 2022 on a good note. We're going to go over some stocks, some charts, my thoughts on the markets, and we're going to break down the future. So sit back, relax, get your 2 stocks from Webull down below and your $50 from M1 Finance. And feel free to check out my Patreon if you guys want all my buys, sells, call outs, morning update videos, more access to me throughout the day, plus more. All of that's on Patreon, link down below. And with that being said, let's get right into the video. So before we break down stocks, what I'm looking out for this week and kind of my thoughts on the markets, let's go over what happened last week in the markets, because I know a lot of you guys, it was the holiday weekend, it was Christmas, we had New Year's Eve coming up. I know a lot of you guys were not paying attention too closely to the markets, and rightfully so. I mean, we're not supposed to look at the markets all day, every day with complete and utter scrutiny. We're not supposed to do that, even though some of us, myself included, do that. So it's okay if you took the week off. It's fine, completely okay. And that's what I'm here for. That's what I'm here for, right? I'm going to break down what happened last week for you guys. So we had SPY, which tracks the S&P 500, hit an all-time high at $479. And quite honestly, last week was a great week to kind of not even pay attention to the markets, and kind of goes to show in the price action here that a lot of people kind of were not paying attention, because we pretty much had a flat week last week. If you guys take a look, SPY was pretty much between 475 and 480 for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days, so pretty much all of last week. So it's the proof's in the pudding, guys. It's in the pudding. It was a pretty slow week, nothing crazy, no momentum to the upside or to the downside. And again, we hit an all-time high at $479, which is solid. And then we started selling off a bit after that high was hit. We closed Friday at $475 roughly, and it seems like we are trying to sell off towards the moving averages here on the 4-hour chart, which could put SPY anywhere from 465 to around 470. That, at least as of now, is what is going on with SPY. And for Triple Q, which tracks the NASDAQ 100, this was also pretty boring last week. It wasn't as flat as SPY was. In fact, this thing actually lost about $8 of ground throughout the week. Let me show you guys what ended up happening. This was at 405 on the 28th of December, and we ended up going down to 397 just 3 days later. So it did lose about 2% throughout the week last week, but overall, it wasn't that big of a deal. It wasn't a crazy week. Same with SPY. Volatility was pretty low. The VIX closed at about 17 points, and Triple Q closed under 400, which is a pretty big level of it's just a general level, a big level to watch out for when it comes to Triple Q, considering that's been resistance over the past almost 2 months at this point. So yes, for this week, we got to watch Triple Q and SPY, like always. And for Triple Q, I have 2 alerts set, one at 395 and the other being at about 405. We'll see what direction this thing ends up picking. And when it comes to the futures, guys, right now it's 7:09 p.m. on the East Coast. The futures have been open. The futures market has been open for about an hour at this point, and the futures are green. We have the S&P up 0.4%. We have the Russell futures up almost 0.5%. We have the Dow futures up 0.3%, and we have the NASDAQ, same with the Russell, up about 0.4%. So we're seeing a sizable push in the futures market. And as you guys know, this doesn't mean for sure that we're going to have a green day tomorrow, but if the futures are green in the morning, then we're going to be more likely than not, we're going to see a green day, at least to start off the day. As of now, it's a little bit too early because futures can flip-flop overnight, but if we wake up in the morning and they're green, they did not flip-flop, that would be a very good sign for the markets to continue the green that we've been seeing over the past about 1 week or 2 weeks overall. So markets look pretty good, guys. Futures are green. I'm very excited to start off 2022. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Make sure to hit the like button as always if you guys are finding value, and don't forget to subscribe. Even though we didn't hit our 25,000 subscriber goal in 2021, we're for sure going to get that in 2022. So make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. And for this week, we have a lot of things going on in the markets. And the most important thing is, in my opinion, the December minutes for the Federal Reserve's FOMC, the Federal Open Market Committee. That's coming out on, I didn't write the day. Actually, no, here, it's on Wednesday. So in 2 days from now, 3 days from now, we are going to get the minutes, and the minutes provide more detailed information on the range of committee members' views on appropriate policy stance on the U.S. economic outlook and on near-term monetary policy inclinations. So we all know at this point, 2022 is going to be very important from the Fed's perspective, which at the end of the day, you guys should know this at this point, the Fed does control the market. So we need as much insight as we can get on interest rates, tapering, when are interest rates going up, how's the economy looking from the Fed's perspective. This is what we need to know, and on Wednesday, we're going to get more details around that, which is great. So what do you guys think about that? Drop me a comment down below, and now let's talk about some stocks. Number one is Micron, ticker symbol MU. This is one that we called out in the mid to high 80s. It ripped out of that 88 level, cracked above 90, and it went all the way up to almost $100 per share. It hit about 97, and now we're seeing a pullback, rightfully so, considering it has gone up so much over the past 2 weeks and over the past couple of months alone. So it makes sense that it is pulling back a bit. And I didn't think it was going to catch fire this quick, guys. I mean, if you guys remember, we called this out when it was trading above 89 into the 90s. I said we probably will be going 96, and I didn't think it was going to happen in a week or two, which is what it ended up doing. And 96, if you guys recall, was the high point from the middle of April, so that gap completely filled. And let me see, is that the all-time high? I do believe 96 is the all-time high. It's got to be. Actually, no. Wow, look at this, guys. I didn't even know this. Micron, back in 2000, was 97 a share. That is insane. I guess this was one of those dot-com bubble stocks. Look, it went from $11.98, and then in 2000, about a year and a half later, from $11, it went to $97, and then in 2003, it was all the way back to $8. So this stock, along with, what are some other ones? Intel, INTC, if you guys remember, Intel ran up a lot in 2000, then it tanked, and it's taken almost 2 decades, about 2 decades to recover back to where it was in 2000. It's the same thing with Micron, and it's the same thing with, I believe, Cisco. Yeah, look at that, guys. Cisco has actually yet to recover back to where it was in 2000. That's pretty crazy. In 2000, Cisco was $82 per share, and now it's $63 per share. So I'm not going to go on a side tangent and talk to you guys about valuation in this video, even though it's very important. We're not going to get into that, but all you need to know is sometimes when stocks are running crazy and they're in a bubble, but you might think they're not in a bubble, but in reality they're overvalued, and you're buying these overvalued stocks thinking they're going to go a lot higher. Sometimes they might not recover to that level if they're in a bubble for a decade, 2 decades, and the proof's in the pudding. With Cisco, it has yet to recover. Intel is now getting to the point where it was. Actually, no, it's not. It's still down a lot more from that 2000 high, and Micron is also pretty close to that 2000 high now. It's pretty crazy, guys. It's pretty crazy. So if I go back to that 4-hour chart on Micron. What we're noticing is, again, it hit 96, got pretty overbought. Now it's pulling back. I believe, do they pay a dividend here? Oh, it looks like they already paid a dividend. So it makes sense that they're selling off a bit after that dividend. That's kind of how it works. When companies pay a dividend, they usually sell off the amount of the dividend in that day, and most often, or more likely than not, they recover afterwards. So they pay the dividend, the stock's selling off. Honestly, I think this could go $90, maybe $91, right by the 50 moving average on the 4-hour chart. And at that point in time, we'll probably get to oversold status, as we are more neutral right now in the middle of the RSI. If we do sell a little bit more, $91 will be more oversold. And at that point, I think Micron, the dip, will be bought, and we probably will start running up from there. Another one I'm looking at is Applied Materials, AMAT. This one is also one that we called out, which is why you guys got to subscribe to the channel. Very important, because we called this out when it was trading in a wedge. It broke out of 152, hit a high of 164 in just a day or two, which was about a $12 move, or about 6%. And now we're seeing a bit of a retracement. We hit 164. Now we're trading at 157, down about 5% from that recent high. And I believe buyers will step in on Applied Materials at around, let's say, 150 to about $152. Right around, these moving averages on the 4-hour chart. So I like Applied Materials. I like the momentum we're seeing in the stock. It's breaking out. It's pulling back a bit. Let's see if buyers do end up stepping in. So that is AMAT. And another one I'm looking at is Coinbase, COIN. This went down 2%, I believe, on Friday. And we did have a nice breakout. This was about a week and a half ago. It went from 230 all the way up to about 280, which we did call that out, by the way. And it seems like we got rejected by the 180 moving average. We failed breaking out of it at about 280, 290. We sold back at 250. Now I'm looking to see if we do rip above the 50 moving average again, which we're trading right around it. And I'm going to put my alert at 260. If we break 260, now we're talking, this probably will start going to test 280 again. If 280 breaks, the 180 moving average breaks, we might see a nice rip on Coinbase. And honestly, guys, I think Coinbase is one of those stocks that could do very well in 2022, especially if we do get the crypto boom that everybody's talking about, which I don't know if it's going to happen. Nobody knows what the heck's going to happen, but let's say we do get Bitcoin 100,000. Let's say we do get Ethereum at 5,000 or whatever people are saying. We get a rush more into crypto. I think Coinbase, Voyager, these two are going to benefit in a great way. Enphase is another one that I think is positioned well heading into 2022, and the chart looks pretty good, and we're already in 2022. I'm saying heading into 2022, like we're not in 2022 yet, but we are. And again, Happy New Year, guys. Hope you all have a great, blessed 2022. I think Enphase's chart looks fairly pretty good, actually. I'm not even going to say fairly. It looks very good. That's a better way to put it. We've sold off from 280 down to about 180, so we've trimmed about 35%. It's in a bear market. It's shaking out a lot of weak hands, let's put it that way. And as of now, we're trading towards the bottom of this uptrending channel. And you guys can see every time we've gotten a bit oversold, we've gotten to the bottom of this channel, Enphase has ripped like crazy. And if you guys remember, I think I called it out on my Patreon. They went ballistic after their most recent earnings report. It was $170. They reported earnings, and then just a couple days later, the stock was over $230 on its way to the mid-high 200s. So Enphase, it's back to the bottom of the channel. I'm personally seeing a bullish divergence here on the 4-hour chart, which is fantastic. So I think it's going to be a winner, guys. I really think it is going to be a winner in 2022. Let me get some water really quick, guys. Again, cheers to a happy, blessed 2022. And, yeah, let's keep on going. Number, what is this? 5, 6, whatever. We're losing count. It is Gilead Sciences, ticker symbol GILMED. D. This one has been ripping. The uptrend's clearly continuing here on the 4-hour chart. We're riding the moving averages, and we just hit an all-time high, I believe, on this 4-hour chart. Let me double check. Actually, that is not an all-time high. I misspoke there. It was a high point on the 4-hour chart, but it seems like the all-time high on Gilead hit back in 2015 when it hit at $123 per share. So if I go back to that 4-hour, what we're noticing is we're seeing a mini pullback on Gilead, and as long as it's holding that 50 moving average, which it has held over the past couple of weeks, as long as we hold above 70, 72 bucks, I do believe this uptrend's going to continue. But the second we break under, let's say 70, 72 even, we're probably going to start going to that 180 estimate at about $68, $69 per share. But until then, until we break 70, I think the trend's still holding, and I think we could get a pop back to the mid-70s. So watch out for Gilead, and keep your eyes, I know it's boring, but keep your eyes on Clorox, ticker symbol CLX. Look at this channel on the 4-hour chart. We're noticing it's been in this channel, trading within it for months at this point. And at this point in time, we are doing pretty well. We're gaining momentum again. Clorox on Friday alone went up 1.2%. And just look at the chart, guys. Look at the chart. I mean, it's pretty easy to see, pretty self-explanatory. We're holding the bottom of the chart, the channel rather. We're bouncing above the moving averages. We had a nice green day on Friday, and there's a wide open gap all the way up to about $185 if this chart pans out. If we do end up going back to the high point from the middle of December and we break that high, we're talking 182 to 185 on the stock. That is where it could be going. So keep your eyes on CLX, and even though we're not in earnings season right now, we do have two companies that I'm looking at this week that are reporting earnings. Number one is Walgreens Boots Alliance, WBA. They report on the 6th of January. So what is that? On maybe Thursday, that is. So WBA reports in a couple of days. This stock's been doing well. We're currently at a big resistance at about 52 bucks, and I've been on record saying if this breaks 52, which we did on Friday, we closed above it, so that's a good sign. But if it holds 52, continues momentum above this level, there's a wide open gap to about $55, $56 per share. So watch out for WBA earnings coming up soon. And then we have Triple BY, Bed Bath & Beyond, which is kind of a hype stock, Wall Street bet stock, high short interest stock. They report earnings on the 6th as well. Same with Walgreens Boots Alliance. And this stock is one that could get hot quick. If shorts cover, they do well with earnings. It's already beaten down a lot. The stock is down 50% in the past 2-3 months, 55% to be exact. So if they report good numbers, they hold 13, 14, which has been support for how long here? About 4 months. Hey, 3-4 months. I think we might be able to get a breakout. So watch out for Walgreens, Boots Alliance, Triple BY. These are two companies that are reporting, and I'm going to be watching them and covering them on the channel. So that's pretty much it, guys. Again, hope you all had a great 2021. 2022 is going to be great. I just feel it's going to be a great year, and we got to kick it off on a good note. So let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Make sure to hit the like button and subscribe if you guys want to see more content from me, and make sure to check out my Patreon if you guys want all my buys, sells, call outs, morning update videos, more access to me throughout the day, plus more. All of that's on Patreon, link down below, or you guys can go to StockSurfest.com/Patreon. That's StockSurfest.com/Patreon. Give it a shot. Let me know your thoughts, and make sure to get your 50 bucks from M1 Finance and your 2 stocks from Webull. All of those are linked down below. And with that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next video, which I did make a stock market for beginners video that I uploaded yesterday. It's a 2-hour video. It goes into depth on what you got to do to get your feet wet. And even if you're not a beginner, you can still watch that video and get some value from it. So I'll pop it up here. I'll see you guys there. Thanks for watching as always. Keep crushing the markets. Stay safe out there. Peace out, guys.